Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? Jay Johnson, Truck the World. I gave you part one of the video this morning. I'm about to give you part two right now. I was at the pier, so I couldn't give it all to you. Couldn't give you everything that I was going through at that moment because it was a little chaotic at the pier, you know. So right now I'm at my stop, which I'm in where am I? Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I took the stop from New Jersey to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So now I'm here. I'm taking my 30-minute break. Now, before I get into what else happened to me this morning, why I took them L's, I want to explain to you this 30-minute break and the whole clock process, briefly. I'm on a 7-hour 70. Some guys is on a 6-hour 60. It's pretty much, the rules and regulations are pretty much the same exact things as far as taking your breaks. But what I want to tell you is you got to make sure you take your 30-minute break. It's mandatory federal law. If you ever get pulled over at a stop and the officer looks at your clock and it's like not up to date or there's violations on it, you could be fined for that. So make sure you're taking your 30-minute break per 8 hours. So you want to take that within your 8 hours. Another thing I want to tell you briefly is you guys got to manage your clock right. If you manage your clock right and accurate, you may have a little bit extra time at the end of the week to pull another load, a local load, less than 100 miles, making an extra $200-300 or whatever you do. So for me, the way I manage my clock is I never start my clock unless I'm actually working. So if I'm running here and I'm running there to do a setup, or if I'm waiting to get in the pier, or if I'm waiting to get in the chassis depot, I will not start my clock. There's no way I'm going to start my clock and waste 2 hours like that. And when I'm on the way to work and when I'm on the way home from work, my clock is not going. At that point, I'm off duty. Because I'm not pulling nothing, I'm not hauling nothing, I'm not dispatched. I never start my clock unless I'm pulling an actual load, a trailer, a chassis, then I start my clock. If you want more information on that, you would have to email me at trucktheworld27@gmail.com. I could tell you how to pull 2 to 3 loads a day. I do it almost every Friday, and I do it. It's perfectly legal. There's loopholes to everything. It's your job to find them loopholes. Do your research. I'm not telling you to do nothing illegal. What I'm telling you is to learn how to manage your clock. You learn how to manage your clock better, you make more money, you run more miles. So, so that's the whole clock situation. Now, outside of my mud flap hanger bending this morning, when I went to go take it, I don't have the tools on me. So when I went to go take it to the shop, they weren't there. So my next plan was, I'll just go start my move for today. And that's when I went to the pier. So, my plan was I get to the pier, I pick my load, I'll bring it back to the terminal, I'll drop it real quick, and then I'll fix up the mud flap. So I go to the chassis depot, which is literally 2 miles away from the pier. I go to the chassis depot, they don't have any chassis. So as soon as I pull around the corner, I see that these guys don't have any chassis. There's 15 trucks lined up to get chassis that's not even there. So I bust a Yui, I go back to my terminal, which is about 10 miles away. So I go to my terminal, I hook up to a chassis that's already there. Now, the reason I don't like doing that is because I short myself out of $50. So, boom, I go back there, I pick up the chassis. I hook up to the chassis, and I'm getting ready to leave. So, I'm emailing my dispatcher, yo, I'm taking this chassis number, blah, 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 blah. And she hits me back with, that chassis is not available for use. These customers, we can't leave our chassis over there. I'm like, all right, whatever. So, I park that chassis. Now I'm sitting there wasting time. Mind you, it's already about 9 o'clock, and I'm thinking that my appointment at the pier is, from 9 to 10, so it's just about 9 o'clock at this time. So now I'm getting anxiety. So I go in there, and I'm like, yo, what's my options? Like, where can I get chassis from? Is there another chassis depot that I don't know about? She goes, actually, yeah, there is. She gives me the address, bam, 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 bam. You go there, you use this code, you'll get a Metro chassis. So I say, all right. Now, this fucking chassis depot, oh, pardon my language, this chassis depot was probably, I want to say, anywhere from 11 to 15 minutes out of the way. So by the time I get there, it's going to be like 9:20 or so. So at this point, I have no other choice. So I have to go there, pick up the chassis, $50 right there, right? So, okay, cool. I made $50 today so far. So I hook up to the chassis, and I noticed that my driver's side blinker light is not working. Like the regular brake light and everything else is working. It's just the blinker on the trailer on the chassis is not working. So I unhook, I go to the one right next to it. So I do that, and it's the same result. So now I'm like, oh, here we go, something else. First is the mud flap hanger. Then first chassis has no chassis. Then I can't use the one at the terminal. Now I get here, and these two chassis are messed up. So now, when your lights and things are not working, it could be a number of things. But it's your job to figure out what it is. This is your rig, it's your responsibility. You can't call nobody and say, hey, can you come look at my rig? If you do that, you're gonna pay handsomely. So now, when it's something like that, it could be the cord, it could be the wires, it could be the prongs. At the end of the electrical cord, the green cord is the electrical cord. It could be a relay switch. It could be a fuse. It could be any one of those things. So now, when it's something like that, I usually go for what's the simplest fix first. Like, what's the most easiest one? So it's either the fuses or the relays. Now, I'm going to actually show you both right now. So just come walk with your boy. So I come to out here, I pop my hood, bam, bam, bam. I got two fuse boxes, one right here, one right here. So I just know from previous experience, it's this one. But for those who you don't know, you could just pop it off. It just comes right off, right? You look in here, it's a little index saying what everything is, and there's your spare fuses, right? So right here, bam, bam, looking for driver's side blinker. And I see that it's F4. Yeah, I'm seeing that the fuses. No, I'm lying, F5, right? So, whatever it is, right? I really can't see right now because of the light situation. But you look on there, you match it on there, you see which one it is, right? So I believe it was F5, right? F5 is that yellow one right there on the right hand side, the top one. So I pop that out, I pop one of these bad boys in, the extras. Then next thing you know, my light is working. So that's just something else that delayed me this morning. So now this whole time I'm sitting here rushing and trying to get shit done and brainstorming and all of that. So then I finally get rolling, and at this point it's about, I think it's about 10:05. So in my mind, I'm already a billion hours late. So I'm like, fuck, this is gonna, screw me up for the day. Now this load that I'm pulling is $775.42. So I didn't want to blow that at all. So, I'm rushing and I'm rushing around. Then I look at my paper and I notice that my appointment is from 10 to 11. So now I'm like, I'm laughing, and I finally got some, something going good my way. So I get there only about 20 minutes late. It was a 10 to 11 pickup, and I got there around 10:30. But usually I like to get there, if it's 10 to 11, I like to get there at 10, because it does ultimately save you, save you a couple minutes or hours for that matter. So I just wanted to give you part 2 of my morning from hell. And the reason why it was a morning from hell, outside of all those reasons that I gave you, like the move that I was supposed to do early this morning, when I was supposed to pick up a container and bring it back to my yard, that was $150. Plus the $775, I could have made potentially over $1,000 today in one day. But being that we had the mishaps, I got knocked down to $775, which is not too shabby. And I'm gonna be home tonight. So, when stuff like this happens, guys, you just gotta roll with the punches, give some get some bumps, get some bruises. This is all a part of the game. Don't get flustered, don't get mad, just handle it. Because when you're an owner, it's all on you. You can't call nobody. You can't call your boss. You are your boss. You don't want to call a customer that don't really look too good. So you just gotta, roll with the punches. This type of shit happens in the field all the time. It's going to happen. I don't know any driver in the world who's never had a light, blinker, tire, or some type of problem. These things happen. So, I just wanted to give you part 2 of that. I told you guys I'm going to give you the good with the bad. And that's exactly what you're going to get from me. Every week is not good. There's always something happening. You know what? But I'm always pushing through it, getting through it, and getting to the bag. At the end of the day, I need to get to that money, because I need to get that money to my family. And ain't no light, no tire, no cord, no wire, no prong, no this, no that. Nothing is going to stop me from, getting that bag. So, you guys be safe. If you have any questions you want to ask me, any comments you want to make, you can email me at trucktheworld27@gmail.com. Please, guys, like my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Share my videos. Share my channel. Let's get this good information out there for the next up-and-coming driver. Let's get some content out there for people who need more clarification on certain things. Let's just get this good information out there. I'm about to head back to New Jersey right now, and then I'm going to go home. So you know what, guys? Be blessed. Have a good night. Be safe. Truck it. Why not?